What is up, YouTube faithful? Welcome back to the Guitar Dungeon. Again, we're talking amps. As we did last time, where we talked about our Marshall Code 50, now we're talking about today's little hidden gem here. What we got on display today is going to be a Fender Princton 650. These are like under-the-radar amps. Nobody's out looking for these things, and I don't know why, because they're phenomenal. They're a great little amp. Right along the Fender lines, they give you phenomenal clean tone, right? A little bit before we get into that, though. These are a 65-watt solid-state amp that were made, I think, between 2004 and 2007. So they're a limited short run, really. The first time I heard one, I fell in love. They do just about everything. Like when you're looking for a Fender clean tone, well, for one, when I say Fender clean tone, you can't get a better clean tone than a Fender amp. Like they are phenomenal for that. Not so good with their distortion and stuff through some other amps, and that's why you use a lot of pedals involved in, certain amps. But that being said, this one takes the cake for an affordable amp and gives you that tone that you're looking for, if that's what you're looking for, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, clean tone on these amps are that's what Fender's known for, is that real clean tone. And what makes them so good is that you can plug a pedal through that, and then you're working off of just the pedal. You don't have any of that interference from the amp. You know what I mean? It'll take that tone that you're pushing through the pedal, and that's what comes out, which is great, So, in saying that, these amps have a onboard effects that goes with them that is not overpowering by any means. Just give you a quick idea. This is like the clean channel. Then we can kick it over to the effects, right? So you can do that, and honestly, you could dial in all kinds of different tones off of this amp. You can crank the drive up really high so you get a lot of distortion. But even though this amp will do it, I don't recommend it. Like I said, it's got that sweet spot that it's made for like a clean tone. It's got that nice, little bit of overdrive on it, so it just, gives that little bit of an edge, something that'll stand out. But, this isn't really an amp that's made for blasting out like death metal, you know what I mean? This is more along your lines of like a small club blues amp, blues, classic rock type of amp. Something you could put, some pedals behind and honestly rock out all night. This thing has a lot of output for being as small as it is, and it is way small. Like this is like a suitcase that you're dragging into a show, and it does great. Like I said, the first time that I got one, well, let me back it up. The first time that I ever played through one was at a friend of mine's house, and he had a Fender Princton 650. I had never experienced the amp before. I never knew anything about it. I went over there, I plugged into the amp, I played for like 15 minutes, ended up taking pictures of the amp, writing down the specs on it and everything, and I had to go find one of my own because that tone was that impressive to me. these things, like I said, they were a limited run. They're like 2004, 2007. They're kind of hard to find sometimes. You can still find them. There's some sites out there that have them right now. I just recently saw one for like $569 for that amp, which is crazy to me that they're getting that much attention where that price is going up. I paid $150 for this one, and that's been, I don't know, a couple years ago, you know. You could get them relatively cheap. Just kind of shop around. Like I said, you're not going to find them in music stores necessarily so much. Get on Google, look them up. They are definitely worth the money. Like I said, you get a great tone out of them. It's just beautiful tone, which you can adjust. I mean, you can kick up your effects level. It has multiple effects. We can kick it clear over. It has like a chorus effects in it. So, I mean, you could pull a lot of effects out of it without having pedals, you know. So, as for a beginner practice amp, like, holy shit, would I recommend one of these. They are phenomenal for dialing in a sound. If you don't necessarily have a sound locked in and you're still trying to find what you're looking for, this is a great amp to start with for relatively cheap, you know. For the seasoned player out there, this is a great amp to have for in studio, right? When you're looking for that tone that doesn't necessarily match through the different plugins or whatever, and you want to find that different, you know, clean tone, or maybe a slightly distorted, like with a that kind of you know, not overly distorted, but a nice, good, thick tone to something that has that resonance behind it, you know. This is a very affordable alternative to some of the more expensive amps out there. Like I said, I lucked into this when I found it, so I highly recommend. Like, it's just got a good tone, right? I dig it. I like the amp. They're very affordable. They're very versatile. I'm happy to have it in my arsenal, you know. Like I said, I would highly recommend them. You don't see a lot of them. Like I said, they got a little bit of age on them, but they're, you know, very, very nice amps. Obviously, I'm sitting here playing through it with a Fender Stratocaster. That's where you're going to get the cleanest tone. These single coil tones are going to stand out the most than, like, you know, some humbucker stuff. But, you know, that's kind of, I don't know, player prerogative, I guess. So, yeah. Anyway, Fender Princton 650. Great amp, you know. I highly recommend them. I keep one around. They're relatively affordable. Don't go crazy and spend a whole lot of money on one, because I don't know if it's all that, but I like them. So, anyway, that's all I got for this week. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, and all that stuff. We're creeping up on 200 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. Like, I really appreciate everyone who is subscribed. You're almost like my little community that, you know, we do good things together. So, hopefully, there's some good stuff coming in the future for, you know, new subscribers. We want to break that 200 mark. I don't know. Until next time, I guess. Fender Princton 650, right? Good amp. Check it out. Till next time.